Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fifth episode of Cultural Connection.
Woo!
Woo!
Okay.
As you can tell, Alexia is not here. Alex is not here.
Aw,
Oh,
So I will be your
boo!
host for this episode.
Boo!
boo.
Yeah, I know, I know,
Boo!
I know. As usual, if you're new here, we are a group of culturally diverse people of color who wanted to start a little podcast to start conversations about anything and everything within the spectrum of culture. Today, I will be your host, Kenneth. I know I'm as Alexia says, I know I'm not as charming and charismatic as Alex as a
True.
host, but I guess sometimes we have to make do. Anywho, we do have a special guest today, actually. Let's give a drum roll really quick. Our guest today is Ronald Reagan.
Oh,
Oh my
hello?
god!
Hello? I'm Ronald Wilson Reagan,
His
former
middle name is Wilson?
Wilson? Oh my God,
former 40th president.
former 40th president of the United States
How do you know
who
that?
died in
I
2004.
So good to know. It's
born
actually
February
on
6,
video.
1911 in Tampico, Illinois.
Yep, we did our research on our guest.
Anyways.
Anyway, no, we don't have Ronald Reagan. I guess I wish. No, I don't wish. Anyway, special news along with our special guest, but Sav is actually going to be a new recurring member of the podcast. Congratulations.
Woo!
Yeah!
With all that out of the way, let's jump straight into our topic. Today's topic is POC fishing. Things like Asian fishing, black fishing, and so on.
So, what is POC fishing?
POC stands for people of color. The fishing part of it refers to someone who uses things like hairstyling, makeup, or clothing, etc., to create and enhance certain features to appear as a certain race or ethnicity.
And does this pose as like a actual issue?
Of course, it's a harmful thing. First off, love yourself and the culture you were born with, obviously. That kind of stuff is awesome, and you should definitely do that. But
Be who you
POC
are.
fishing can exacerbate stereotypes. It offends POC. It it offends
Sorry.
POC because most times these people who are POC fishing are turning something that real POC used to get made fun of for and using it for aesthetic purposes. Examples could be Asian fishing and making your eyes more slanted. Looking POC is not a trend. So, yes, that Asian fishing part with the eyes more slanted is definitely something that has been an issue recently. But anyways,
Mhm.
let's go on with our first question. So, has anyone here had any experiences seeing POC fishing?
I have like a lot, like as like TikTok is on the rise
Yep.
lately. There's a lot of people that are Asian fishing, and it's so weird to me because like I have monolids for our audience,
Mm-hmm.
and some people are taping their eyes to
Oh
look like
God.
they have monolids and to make it look slanted, to make themselves look more Asian, which is kind of weird to me because I was bullied for having the same features when I was younger. It's just kind of unfair. What about the two Savannahs?
Um,
Um, um,
the better one will go first.
The better one.
Um,
okay,
Okay, okay.
okay.
Not true.
Um, vouch, not
yeah, I
true.
agree with Trang. Like, I see it a lot in social media and stuff, especially with like some celebrities will blackfish a lot. I see that pretty often. And
Mhm.
I had like I have a friend whose friend was like doing their eye makeup to have like I don't remember I think it's like smiling eyes, is that what it's called? Do you know
Ooh,
what I yeah, like they would like
the
highlight the
under
eye
eye
of their eye.
thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Aegyosai,
Yeah,
aegyosai.
yeah, yeah. And they don't
I
naturally
don't know what
have
that
that,
is.
so it kind of felt weird to me because it's like because that's a style that's or like a lot of Asian people have that like that thing under their eye. I what Savannah
Yeah,
said it was.
naturally.
Yeah, naturally. And they're half white and half Asian like me, but I feel like even if you don't have that, I feel like you shouldn't be doing it because it's just like I don't know, people get bullied for that. Same way Trang said with like monolids. So yeah.
hmm I think it's also like very prominent in like on the internet and in media for people to uh blackfish. Like a lot of
Mhm.
celebrities nowadays, like the whole Kardashian family, their whole thing is looking racially ambiguous, and they'll use like historically or culturally black hairstyles. They'll get lip injections or plastic surgery so that they can look more black. And like as a person who's biracial, I am half white, half black. Like they are taking features to make themselves look biracial. And that's like these are usually features that if a black person has them, they're either like fetishized, like take it their jobs can be taken away if they have like culturally sensitive hairstyles, or they'll be made fun of and bullied like you guys are saying with respect to your own cultures, you know. So I
Mhm.
think it's like very disrespectful to try and like make yourself almost a caricature of the people that you're seeing in the media.
That's true. I feel like especially with what you said with the hair, like among the black community, I've heard that like a lot of people will get shit for like having hairstyles like that and they'll be called like unprofessional or
hmm
ghetto. But when like
Yeah.
the Kardashians do it, it's like, oh, it's trendy. Yes, box braids. I
hmm
love that. But you only love it when it's on Kim Kardashian. You don't like it when it's on someone that's actually black.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Um, personally, I've never. I don't. There's no. At least I've never seen any Filipino fishing. I don't think that has been something that we've ever seen, or if it has, very seldom. But Asian fishing definitely. Um, as a Filipino and knowing the common features of other Filipinos, I don't think that there's much for us to be doing any Asian fishing or anybody else to be doing any fishing, Filipino fishing towards us. So, uh, there's nothing really there, much there, but definitely in general, Asian fishing and black fishing is prominent in social media.
I'd say like Asian fishing is kind of more directed towards like emphasizing like slanted eyes and like the smiling eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And a lot of Filipino people don't really have slanted eyes, so I guess we don't really fall like directly into that category. So it's I would say it's more like a lot of Asian fishers kind of base their look off of like Korea, Japan, China, like
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
kind of area.
Yeah. So,
Um.
hmm? Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, no,
I
no.
was
Oh,
just
yeah.
gonna say I don't like that they pick and choose
Yes,
from different
exactly.
cultures, cause there was a Vietnamese song that was popular in on TikTok, and then
I love that
yeah,
song.
that one,
Love
and
that
then
song.
everybody was like, "Oh, I'm Vietnamese," and I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like,
No,
I
but
know
that's
you're
a
not
good point
Vietnamese.
because I'll hear a lot of people make fun of the Vietnamese language, and then the song trends, and everyone's all of a sudden, "Kiao An
Like,
Em Ra Em," like everybody loves it.
with
But
like
Yeah.
the
you'll
accent
mock
and like,
Vietnamese people for their
yes,
language until it trends, and then they're like, "Yes, love this song."
I know
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just so unfair.
Totally, totally. I- I'm not sure if this applies, like specifically to POC fishing or specifically Asian fishing, but music and when it comes to languages and stuff, I
Mhm.
mean, when I'm not even Chinese, Japanese, Korean, right? I'm Filipino, but growing up seeing peop my friends who are like Vietnamese and Chinese and you know, seeing them being made fun of for their language and their accents just to have it be something that social media considers trending nowadays. Oh, Jesus. Like, wow.
Yeah.
People love to pick and choose, like we said.
Yeah.
Right. But going on to the next question, because earlier we were talking about hair, and this goes into cultural appropriation also. So speaking of which, do you guys think that POC fishing and cultural appropriation are the same, or are they similar in any way?
I think they go
they're-
hand in hand. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
not exactly the same thing, but usually when somebody is POC fishing, um, that usually comes along with cultural appropriation. So, like what I was saying earlier about like getting box braids, like that's the cultural appropriation that they're using in order to blackfish. You know, if that makes sense.
I'd say that I'd say it's like uh, POC fishing is falls under the category of cultural appropriation. So POC fishing is a form of cultural appropriation, but not
Yeah.
all cultural appropriation
Mhm.
is POC fishing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And like this doesn't affect me, but I've seen like recently, especially on TikTok, a lot of like quote unquote e-girl fashion has turned into like
Oh yeah.
like there's that one TikTok girl who had like her OnlyFans and she was wearing like a Japanese school outfit, but it was like
yeah.
a middle schooler's outfit.
Middle
Like,
school. Yeah.
and I just
Oh
yeah,
jeez. I've seen that also.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of sexualization of like traditional clothes, like
Mm-hmm.
that one
Mhm.
Vietnamese like traditional dress. I don't remember the name of it. I
And
think it's,
now, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see people will dress up in that like, and it has like a big slit in the middle so you can see
yeah,
their
and they don't
boobs.
wear no
Yeah.
pants.
Yeah, and the dress is really short and you can like with a
Mhm.
big slit so it goes up the thigh. Yeah.
I wanted
Mhm.
to ask, you guys, what do you think? Do you think that clothing can also be a form of POC fishing?
That's a good question.
I
Because
feel like
is that only cultural appropriation, or does that fall within their POC fishing also?
POC fishing is more like making their facial
Yeah,
features
I feel like
to
Uh-huh.
it's more
look.
Yeah.
appearance.
Like
to
physical
look a certain
appearance
way.
rather than just clothing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but both are like such a sign, like a big sign of disrespect to the
Yeah,
culture.
for sure.
Because like you know how people are like, oh, is it cultural appropriation or is it cultural appreciation? And the difference between that is if you appreciate a culture, you'll do your research and you'll do it with respect and you won't
Mhm.
sexualize it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Because
And like, oh, go on.
I've seen like white women that will move to Japan because they have like a husband there and they'll wear like Japanese like traditional clothing. Would you say that's, I know nobody here is Japanese, but like if it applied to your own culture, would you say that's appreciation or would you say it's appropriation?
It totally depends. I mean, somebody could be married
Yeah.
to someone from the Philippines, move there and wear our traditional clothing, which does exist.
The Filipiniana,
Yeah.
I know that one.
Uh it depends, obviously. Do they wear it
Mhm.
correctly? Is it, or like is there nothing wrong with what they're doing? That's the best way to
Yeah,
put
like
it.
is
I
it
mean,
not like
Are
what
they
we were saying
respecting
earlier, like
customs?
yeah.
right. Yeah,
Like,
customs. There you go.
it would be weird if that white person went out of their way to marry someone of the race that
Oh,
because she just liked
oh
how
yeah.
they look.
Yeah,
Then
totally.
Yeah.
it would
Totally.
That's
be
like
Totally.
fetishize it. I
fetishization.
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 fetish
Fetish-
Every time.
You good?
Fetishization. It's not.
fetishiz
Yeah.
okay, moving on.
All right. Um, okay. This is the next question. Lately, there has been a rise in POC fishing on social media. Why do you think that is? And I want to bring up something later on, but you guys go ahead.
I think in the Asian community with the rise in K-pop and J-pop and anime, I think that's a good that's a good reason. It's not a good reason, but it's an explanation for why more people are beginning to Asian fish. And I also think the problem of Asian
Fetishization.
fetishization. I got it, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Go on.
Ah.
Yeah, with Asian fetishization.
Oh my god.
Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, go.
I think that also has to do with it. And like, yeah.
All right.
What?
So, speaking of anime, right?
Yeah.
I think a huge culprit of this not just fetishization, but
Hmm.
cosplay.
That is a good point. That's a
Yeah.
really good point.
Uh,
Because
Yeah.
I've seen a lot
Yeah.
of cosplayers that will alter their eyes to look more
Yes,
Asian.
yes.
Mhm.
Ooh,
There
yeah.
was
I see like
this.
people like with tape and like
Mhm.
The
ah,
tape, and then the same thing with the contouring of the eyes
Right.
to make
I
it
feel
either
like
look slanted or to have the smiling eyes thing.
yeah, I feel like you can cosplay respectfully though.
Yeah,
Like
just cosplay yourself. Like cosplay as yourself. There's no issue like just looking how you do, but dressing as the character.
yeah, because I've
Right,
seen
right.
some like black cosplayers and their cosplay is
Mhm.
out of this world and they're not enhancing any of their like features to look Asian.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this is kind
It's
of off topic, but I saw someone dress up as like Muichiro from Demon Slayer, and he was a black cosplayer, and he did his braids to look like the same as the character's hair. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god!
Like
Wow!
you can do it
Mhm.
respectfully.
Yes, you
yeah.
can do it
Yeah.
respectfully.
It's
What were you saying, Kenneth?
it's like if you were gonna cosplay as a character that was black, you wouldn't change your skin color.
That's
It's the
true.
Mhm.
same
Mhm.
thing, right? If you're
Yeah.
going to cosplay as a character that's um whatever,
Yeah.
Canonically.
if they're like
Mhm.
Asian, you don't change your
Yeah.
eyes.
I
And
And
feel like
sometimes the
cosplay is
characters don't even have
supposed to
slanted
be.
eyes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that cosplay is supposed to be like your take on the character. It's not the
Exactly.
I look exactly like this character. If you looked at me, I am the perfect embodiment. Like, no, it's supposed to be like creative expression in your own way. So I don't understand why some people feel the need to like one not only like alter themselves, but two just be completely disrespectful to the art that you are consuming.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And sometimes they like cosplay like those slanted eyes and the character isn't even Asian. Like Aaron. Aaron from Attack on Titan, he's not Asian.
They're exactly.
oh yeah.
A lot of
Wow.
people
That's
cosplay
true.
Attack on Titan characters, and they're canonically not Asian.
Not even like a race.
They're not even a race. Like, or like, what's it called?
Yeah.
I've seen people cosplay like JoJo characters, and in like the first couple seasons, here's me talking about JoJo again. Sorry,
Ew.
but
Ew,
like in the
gross.
first
JoJo
season,
Sam.
the characters are English. They're from England, and I've seen people slant their eyes. And I think it's an issue because it's Japanese media that they just assume all the characters are Japanese. So they're like,
Yeah.
let me slant my
Uh,
eyes so I can look Japanese.
Um,
man.
But like going back to the question, I think like specifically for blackfishing, like we all know that most of the like a lot of the musical artists in the media today, most of them are black. A
Mhm.
lot of the music that we consume is either um, made by black people or like influenced by black people. So when you see all these like the same way that anime, K-pop, or like Asian people are very prominent in the media now, a lot of people see black people prominent in the media and want to like strive for that, you know? So
Mhm.
they do it without like actually having to deal with that culture's struggles. so they could just put on a costume and be what's like quote unquote I guess what's beautiful in the eyes of the media now, without actually having to deal with the struggles of being that ethnicity.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, I wanted to. I'm not sure how very true this is, but it just seems like an observation.
Mhm.
With blackfishing, I feel like it's more of American beauty standards based off of not social media entirely, but music and film and TV, television, stuff like that, like movies and shows and whatnot. Versus Asian fishing is more on the social media side for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is, but I've noticed that. Yeah,
I don't know either.
yeah.
Like
Actually, that's a good observation because I didn't really think about that.
Right.
Like
Mhm.
most of the time it's like I guess I see more celebrities. I'm sure like regular people are guilty of it too, but like
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of celebrities blackfish as opposed to just like normal people
Like the
Asian fishing.
Kardashians.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
great
The
observation.
Kardashians.
Right.
Oh my god,
And
do you guys know
that's
who Rita
film.
Ora is? Like
She
Oh my god,
blackfish?
she's white. I thought
she's
she was
white.
black.
She's
I
not
thought she was black
She's-
for the longest time.
She was mixed.
Me too. Me too. I was like, oh my god, this like she has such a beautiful voice. This biracial queen. She's not. She's fully white.
Oh my
But like
wait, actually?
but she like
Yeah.
completely profited off of like having people not know her race, like at all.
Rachel
It's
And that's
crazy.
is that music or is that film? What is that?
That's
Music.
she's a musician.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
you go
that's
on TikTok and it's like Asians.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
No, to
seems
the
like it.
point where it's like it's a white girl and I look at her and I'm like, oh, she's Asian.
That's true. I saw one the other day. I was like, this is suspicious.
Yeah, there
I
was
don't think
this
she's Asian.
there was this one TikTok that I saw. That's the reason that I brought this up. There was this half white and half Asian, half white and half Japanese um girl who was cosplaying as God, that crazy blood girl from My Hero Academia. I forgot her name.
Toga.
Oh
Toga,
yeah,
Toga,
Toga. Yeah,
Toga.
cosplaying, and the top comment was, I would call this Asian fishing, but she's literally Japanese.
But it's like, look, I don't have monolids and I don't have smiling eyes, but I'm half Asian. But if I were to do that on myself, then it would be problematic because that's not how I look, and I'm trying to alter my appearance to look more Asian, which is an issue.
See, but that's
You know?
yeah, the thing about that was that that's just how she looked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She had those features, and
Mhm.
people. Okay, we'll get in. This is another question later, but
Mhm.
people were trying to call her out for it, even though
Mhm.
she's Japanese.
I'm excited to talk about that
Right.
because that's a good.
Okay.
But we'll get into that.
But before we get to that
before we do-
question, there's a question before that.
Wait. I wanted to add on to
Okay.
this question. Kind of piggybacking off of what Savannah said earlier about like e-girl fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean it could be an explanation for also why there's a lot of Asian fishing nowadays, but
Mhm.
I think the rise in Japanese street fashion and Chinese street fashion, primarily Japanese street fashion though, because for some reason they like to pick and choose specifically Japan and like only Japan and sometimes
Yeah.
Korea.
Weird. Mhm.
And like they've taken they've taken a lot from Japanese Harajuku fashion, Decora, like Lolita Goth, like that whole
Yeah.
all of that because I'm very passionate about this Japanese street fashion. It's very interesting when you're not making yourself look more Asian and also stealing this country's street fashion and branding it as your own like e-girl, internet girl fashion.
Mhm. Yeah.
Whatever
I think
happened to
another
that was, like,
oversized
decor is
hoodies?
literally just decor fashion. in
yeah.
my opinion.
I think another issue is like when you take things that are usually like in a culture are like made for children and you sexualize it.
Mhm.
Like the girl
Yep.
that I was talking about, like she was
Middle
in a
school.
child's uniform on her
Middle school.
OnlyFans. And it's like that's fucking weird because that leads to the sexualization of Asian children.
Right.
And that's
Which is
like
already an
very
issue with, like,
dangerous. Yeah, exactly.
lolly stuff.
Whatever
Oh,
happened to like
Different topic.
the regular like oversized hoodie e-girl? He was just like typical
took
goth
a big
from
turn.
from America. Like American typical oversized hoodie, maybe a skirt, maybe some I don't freaking know, sweatpants.
Demonias.
Like, expected stuff.
I really
So
think
crazy.
that a large issue is like a lot of POC, like both Asian and Black people and other races, they're finally coming to like love themselves and love their cultures. So on social media and in the media in general, they are like showing that off. They show that I love who I am and I'm proud of my culture. And these culture vultures are just
Culture
taking it.
vultures. I like
Like,
that.
they're
I like
they're
that.
I
just
like
Did
that.
you
I
hear that
love
from
that.
somewhere? Or did you make that up?
yeah. No, I heard that from
Oh,
somewhere.
okay.
I'm not that
Culture vultures.
creative.
That's
But
true,
really,
though.
like all these people are seeing like the self-love movement within all these cultures and are just like, oh, these people can be seen as attractive too. I'm gonna take that away
I'm
from
gonna
them.
do that.
Yeah,
I don't want to
let
be
me try
attractive
and make
with
it about
myself
me.
anymore. Despite the fact that I'm the beauty standard, I need to look like someone else.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
All right. So, next question. I kind of want to reword this because we were just discussing about this. Do you think that POC fishing could be done intentionally? But I want to sort of ask it differently. Do you think that POC fishing is done with the intent of it specifically being POC fishing, or they just want to look trendy?
I think that I feel like they go into it with the intention of being trendy, but at the same time I feel like they know that it's wrong. I don't know, I'm not a POC fisher. I in the new documentary, In the Mind of a POC Fisher.
Yeah. Oh my god. But I do feel like a lot of people go into it like knowing that it's wrong, but not really caring if it makes
Yeah,
it
that's true.
better, you know?
They
'Cause
just
you know,
wanted
Like,
the fame or the popularity that comes with dressing
yeah.
like that.
you know how some people will be like, "Is this Asian fishing?" If you have to ask, it's probably Asian fishing. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is kind of
Oh,
off topic, but have you guys noticed how like it's white people who are commenting on
and
people
we
that
will
are
get into
POC
that
fishing and then saying, "Oh, no, they're not," and I'm like, "You're
into
not
that
even."
because there's a question
or yeah.
I read ahead in our kind of sort of our light scripting. I read ahead and we have a question
That
that we
is
can discuss that.
right.
And
Oh,
take it away, Kenneth.
All right.
whoa.
Actually, this podcast might be a little shorter than usual, unless we find something to talk about. But is it right for people who are not of the specific ethnicity or race that is assumed to be POC fishing to call a person out for doing so?
No,
No.
no, no.
No. I would
Absolutely
like to
not.
say something
Overwhelming no.
because a lot of times
TikTok.
white saviors in TikTok comments will tell someone that what they're doing is Asian fishing and it's dolly makeup.
Not.
And there's a difference between Asian fishing and dolly makeup that a
Or
lot of
I've
people
seen
don't understand. Yeah,
or
or
I've seen like Asian or I've seen like white people in people's comments of people that are like either they'll be North African where they naturally have those features and call
I've
them
seen that
Asian
before, and
fishing,
they're like,
or they'll call like mixed Asian people and be like, "You're Asian fishing. You're not fully Asian, so you're like actually not Asian." It's just like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
I've seen
Let
that
Asian
before.
people like speak on it.
Like a
Don't
lot
speak
of
over
North
POC.
African and even some like South American people have like almond-shaped eyes. And
Yeah.
then people will be like, "Are you Asian fishing, dog?"
Are
That's
you
just how
Asian
their
fishing by
eyes
being
are.
and like looking as natural as you normally are?
Exactly. And then like, um, vice versa. I've seen people in TikTok comments be like, "This isn't Asian fishing. I'm not Asian, by the way. Are you dumb?"
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or I've seen, or like with black fishing, I saw this girl. She was black and she was Asian, but she was like more visibly Asian, and they're just like, "You're you're black fishing because you have curly hair. You curled your hair to look
Bro.
like that." It's just like she's fucking mixed, you dumbass. What is wrong with you?
And
Or
at the
like
same
there'll be
time, it's
biracial people, and people are just like, "Oh, you're white, so stop trying to blackfish." And it's just like you are erasing an entire group of people and trying to erase part of their identity. And that's
No,
exactly.
fucked up.
it's so crazy. But then the people who are like POC fishing, when they see people like that comment, they're like, "Oh, this person said I wasn't Asian fishing or POC fishing, so I'm not
Yeah.
doing it." And it's like, he's white.
Yeah, it'll be
What
the
is he gonna
same
tell you
people.
about culture?
It'll be the same
Please.
person just like, "It's just eyeliner, it's not Asian fishing."
And like the
Oh.
problem I have with that is like the issue of non-Asian or non-black people commenting on saying whether or not something is POC fishing is that it what's it called? It like misconstrues the meaning. So now people think just because I wear eyeliner, I'm Asian fishing, for example. But I'm
Mhm.
not. it's just eyeliner, guys. Or like somebody gets a little tan from the sun and then they're like, "You're blackfishing." It's a
Yes.
No.
sun.
Dog, I went on a hike. What do you mean?
I just went to the
Exactly.
beach.
I went to the beach. I was playing tennis.
Oh, okay. They say a lot of people are saying tan Asians are blackfishing just
That's a
because
good
they're
point.
Oh
tan.
my
That's a
god.
great point that I would like to bring up something about because a lot of Filipino people are darker skinned
Yeah.
Mhm.
naturally.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I think that also just like ties into like the colorism within society. So like a lot of people will see people who aren't like they aren't black. So there's like, how can you be tan? You're not black. Or, but they always construe it as a negative thing. Like, oh, you're like dirty because you're tan. It's just like, why is that your thought process? You're tan. Yeah. Like it's weird.
It just doesn't make sense. It's like, why are we apologizing for stuff that we have no control over?
exactly. It's
And
really like it's problematic because now Asian people cannot exist without being told they're Asian fishing, despite the fact that they're Asian.
I couldn't
Or like,
imagine what it would be like if a native Filipino were to just like show up on TikTok and everyone is like, "You're you're
are you
this, you're you
blackfishing?
blackfishing?" No.
Use black fishing and Asian fishing.
There's like an entire
God.
tribe of Filipino people, like mountainous people,
Mm-hmm.
that are like African descendants, but like also they're like Filipino, but descendants from Africa. I can't imagine like them going on to like TikTok or something and then getting called out for blackfishing. And that's just
Mhm.
the color of their skin.
And it's
They're just like
almost
that.
always it's always by non-black people, you
It's
know?
always by non-black people or
And
non-Asian people.
yeah, and I hate it so much because then when like somebody is blackfishing, it's seen as something like, oh, it's just because they have a tan. It's like, no, you're
Like with Addison
completely
Rae.
changing.
Like when
Yes.
Addison Rae was accused of blackfishing and all her little 10-year-old white girl fans were like, "No, she's not. She's just tan. Her skin color changed by like 2 tones." Or like
Oh, same with
Exactly.
Ariana Grande. She is white.
Oh my
Miss
god.
Ariana Grande is white.
Really? I
like
didn't know about
See,
this.
I'm
I thought
really
she
not
was
about to.
Hispanic, but
Yeah,
she is
she's not
white.
she's
Oh, you
she's
not
thought she was
Italian.
Hispanic?
She's
No,
Italian. She's
which
Italian.
is
She's
white.
white.
You
Yeah,
thought
I know.
I
She's
no, I always
like
knew
white.
she
fully
was white.
Italian. I thought she was like black and white.
Black? You thought she was black and
Yeah,
white?
because she like told I
No,
swear
I know what you're
I
talking about.
swear
Like,
somebody said that she was like I read somewhere she was like
there's
black
so
and
many
white.
Really?
pictures. There's so many pictures of her where she's like standing next to Nicki Minaj, and they're the same fucking skin
Oh my
tone.
god.
No,
Oh, okay.
sometimes she's
It's
darker
crazy.
than Nicki Minaj.
Have you ever seen
Exactly.
somebody on Twitter or something call Ariana Grande Africana Grande because of her blackfishing scandals?
Jeez.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Wait, speaking of Ariana Grande, there have been like pictures recently, like on her Instagram and stuff, where she looks like she is trying so hard to look Asian. I am so sorry.
She's looking racist.
She's a culture vulture.
Ariana, leave us alone, please. It's
Oh
okay to be
my
Italian.
god.
I
She
cook with a
does.
spicy. It's
Are you
okay.
saw the picture I was talking about, right? Like, wait,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it
I
into
cook with meatball.
the thing.
I'm not gonna do that.
No, do it.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do
Right.
it.
I cook with the spaghetti.
Oh god, please stop.
There might be Italian people.
I love Italian people. It's okay.
Italian.
I'm not trying to make fun of y'all.
But I'm not
I'm
trying to. They're white.
I'm Italian phobic. I'm
Hey,
Italian
leave me
phobic.
alone.
Ariana Grande. Man, I didn't even know that. All I knew was
Or
that
like-
her voice is really high, and I just listened to some of her music.
No.
all.
Or like, what's it called? Nikita Dragon. A lot of people were saying that she
my
was
Is that
God,
Asian
yeah.
the? Is
fishing.
that
Or no, she
the?
wasn't.
Wait, no, I might be thinking.
She's a beauty guru. And then she literally she had a picture where she was dark skinned. Like she looked like a dark
real.
Who was that
And then the
woman
next
that
wait.
claimed that
see.
she was like Vietnamese and something?
No,
She
she's
was- I don't know.
Filipino,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. She was
No,
Filipino,
Nikita
but she's
Dragon's
not
Filipino.
Filipino. Who is that?
Nikita
That's
Dragon
That's
is
her, right?
Filipino.
Is that who I'm
Wait,
talking
no,
about?
off topic, that's Ariana Grande.
What?
That looks like my auntie. What the heck?
Right? Like, okay, I'm not Asian, but please tell me, like, it looks like every Asian fisher on TikTok. Please.
That's kind of strange. Now Ariana.
Oh, okay. Oh, hold on.
7 rings.
Seb
More like
sent in a
7
picture
races.
into the chat, and we're currently looking at it. And
Oh no
Oh,
no no!
man.
Ariana Grande in her Seven Rings video was like basically profiting off Japanese culture.
That's
I'm
a good
sorry,
I
thing.
didn't
what-
watch the
I
video.
feel like
What happened in it?
we have a lot of time left, so I'm gonna get a little bit off topic, but not really. But this
she
is
looks
more
like a
towards
mannequin.
like
What the heck is this?
this
She
is
looks
more
like my
towards
aunt.
like this is more like cultural appropriation.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would get attacked for saying this,
To
but
say it.
Nicki Minaj low-key be appropriating Asian culture, and this is coming
Yes.
from somebody that does enjoy Nicki Minaj songs.
Chinese culture.
I like some of Nicki Minaj's music, but she sometimes she does something and it's kind of problematic, and then nobody calls her out for it, and it's kind of annoying because like she's putting on like traditional Asian clothes and like
Attire, yeah.
sticks in her hair and stuff like that, and
Wow.
I'm like, come on, man, this isn't right, but nobody talks about it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that she was part Asian for the longest time.
No,
Like,
she is part Asian because her
She's part South Asian, I think. Like
yeah,
she's-
like Indo.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah, I'm
leave that
looking
up
it up
to
right now.
the people who are qualified to say something about that.
Okay, she's 1/4 Indian.
she's Indian. Yeah,
Oh,
she's
Yeah,
Indian.
she's Indian.
Okay, well,
Okay, but that's still not.
I still have nothing
That's
to
not
say
like-
about that.
But that doesn't mean
That's
she's
the culture
Japanese
she's
or Chinese.
appropriating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because hers is she appropriates from like East Asia. That's
Right.
different. Yeah.
And she's not. Yeah. I feel like it's so easy to just like appreciate like cultures and respect them. Like you can like Megan the Stallion. Like she loves anime.
Love you,
and
Megan.
she, like,
I saw her
I
nails.
love Megan.
I saw those anime nails, as she should. Those were cute. She
but
pulled it
yeah,
off.
like she like respects Japanese culture, but still like makes I guess anime part of her like personality. I guess
Mhm.
I don't know. Like that's her thing. But she's not being disrespectful. You know?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
This is kind of off topic, but not really. It's media, but it's more like international media. A
We
lot
also
of
have to
K-pop
have a-
stars
Well, I
are
was just thinking about that.
Episode on media, guys, that you should
culturally
watch.
fishing, like, okay, I'm just gonna say who it is. I'm sorry, Hwasa from Mamamoo.
Oh,
Yes.
And no one brings it up because all they care about is looking at her big thighs, which is like same, but
Yeah.
but
There's a lot of K-pop stars that I personally thought, like, when I was listening to K-pop, I thought they were like Black and Asian. Like, not to have the armies attack me because I used to be one myself. But when I first saw BTS and Kim Namjoon had those like
dreads, yes.
those nasty looking locks,
when he
They
had
look
that like
gross.
afro hair going on,
Yeah.
bro.
Yes.
The
he had
perm.
the most extreme perm ever. I thought he was Black and Asian.
Or no, what's it
But
called?
no.
Who's that guy from NCT that they gave him that wig and it was like braids or something. The wig had
Oh
it
my
was
god.
it was braids and he put
Uh-huh.
it on.
But like in K-pop, the blackfishing or the cultural appropriation, it almost is always just used as a prop to fit
Mhm.
their style for the comeback. Like
And you know what I
EXO,
realized? A
when they
lot of
did.
times, like,
Mhm,
sorry, but
you're
like a
good.
lot of times they put that style on the rappers
Yeah,
specifically.
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. I don't know if you know this. I used to be in XOL and in one of their combat, I think it was Coco Pop or something,
Yes,
and
Coco
Coco
Kai
Pop.
Pop.
had dreads in his
Yes!
head.
Oh
I
my
was like,
god.
I'm
That's what I
done.
was gonna talk about. Like, because so they use a lot of Afro beats, right? Like it was a very Caribbean inspired music.
Island,
Mhm.
yeah.
So they, for some reason, they thought, oh, Afro beats, Caribbean inspired. Let's put our members
Oh my
into some
god.
cultural appropriation.
And the fact that there's so many of these people that you could name, like this hurts me, but
Yeah.
Chan from Stray Kids. I used to love Stray Kids, but he
Oh, me
had
too.
cornrows at one point, and I literally stared at that picture and I was like, bro, what? Oof. And was it Lisa from Blackpink that had the braids
I
in one
think
of
so,
their
yeah.
comebacks? Yeah, and a lot of times people just overlook it because it's their favorite. It's their favorite
Yeah,
the favorite
exactly.
person they stan.
Oh
Oh my
my god.
god.
No, Mama
Who
Moo
is
did
that?
blackface.
Yeah, Mamamoo did blackface.
Oh,
All of
because
them?
they did all of them because they did Uptown Funk,
Okay.
Yeah.
was and I'm like
By
Bruno Mars
Bruno
isn't
Oh
even
Mars.
black.
wait. Bro, okay, that's another person. Bruno Mars. What the fuck?
Okay,
Surprise!
That is,
He is Filipino and like
like
from
I
Korea.
cool.
know, but he's not black at all.
Wait! I just remembered there was a music video or something where he has a whole afro. He's not
Yeah,
black.
No,
no,
he's
not at
not.
all.
Let's
He
look it
always
up.
wears
Let's
his
see. Let's
hair
see.
like he. A lot of times he wears his hair like in an afro, but
Uh-huh.
he is not black, not at all.
This is a surprise to me. I don't think I processed
Like
that.
there are so many artists that like will spend their whole careers being racially ambiguous just to one day be like, no, I'm not black. No, that's not me.
Okay, I know this is
Everyone's
kind
like,
of off
okay.
topic, but I didn't know Logic was black. Like
No,
he's
Oh, you
he
half,
makes
didn't?
it
right?
known.
Oh, he
He
makes it
makes
very
it known.
obvious.
Trust.
No, because I don't listen to him like that, and I look at his pictures and I'm like, ah, white man.
What's that one line? He's like,
There's
I got a slave dad and a cracker mama.
that was him. That was
Yeah,
Logic that said that.
exactly. I want
I
to look
was
up the
like,
line. I want to look up the line. I'm so
He makes it very known that he is half black. He won't let anybody
yeah.
forget.
Yep.
Wait, can I read
Every
the
single
line? Is it
song.
okay?
yeah,
Is it
Yeah,
okay
go
if I
ahead.
say the N word on here? Okay.
No.
no,
Okay.
okay,
No,
don't say the N
please.
word.
No.
I can't say the N word.
No.
Okay.
You cannot.
Okay. It's like
Just
go
say
back in
N
time.
word.
We'll bleep
Okay.
it.
Okay.
We'll just like
Okay.
bleep.
No,
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Go back.
edit it. Just say just
Okay. Go back in time when my N-word daddy impregnated my cracker mama and stopped it.
Alright.
This man,
Now
I don't know.
Logic,
It's so funny. Why would you call your dad that?
But anyways,
Next
Freaking
guess
dope.
is logic.
If I called my mom that, she would kill me. Like,
What? Wow.
it's so funny. This whole song is just about how he's black and white.
I don't know.
I mean, like,
Logic,
That's so
bro.
funny.
whatever, man.
He's
Go
hilarious.
for it, I guess.
I don't know, but I feel like K-pop is sometimes appropriating Black culture or Black influences, like
K-pop?
yeah, like
Yeah, it
rap
does. It very much does.
and
Mhm.
everything. It's I just hate it. All of the
Oh my
rappers they
god,
either
yeah.
like. Okay, can we talk about how Jay Park made a song
Jay
about
Park, if I
being
ever catch
proud
him in the
of
street,
being Korean, but that wants to culture appropriate in the music video where he's like, I'm proud to be Korean or whatever. I didn't listen to the
that was
song. I
his.
don't care.
That
And I
was
was
him.
like, yeah, and he had dreads in and everything. I was like,
He's
on
such a
God.
waste of a face. It's such a shame that he's such an idiot. What a shame. He looks so good, but every time he opens his mouth,
True. Oh my god, come meet me in the hot tub, girl.
every time he
I'm like,
opens his mouth, it's just
Jay Park, your music, like his old music, I used to like it. I used to
Yeah.
like Jay Park, but now I'm like, you're just disappointing me at this point.
I had to like stop listening to K-pop because it was just so fucking common to just see like black people repeatedly either be stolen from like by their music or their like I guess fashion, like anything, right? Or just being blatantly disrespected.
and like I feel like that could also go like with Asians in American media, like
Yeah.
that whole thing of like in music videos, some people will dress up as like a geisha, like a Japanese geisha, but it'll be like
Oh my
mad
God.
disrespectful. Or like
Yeah.
they'll put again like with the traditional clothes, they'll put on the traditional clothes and then like sing and stuff and do whatever they do. But it's like really disrespectful because that's traditional
Mhm.
clothing.
No,
Yeah.
because like they think a geisha is a prostitute, which she's not. She's an
He's an
entertainer.
entertainer. Mm-hmm.
And it's so annoying to see people like sexualize it and like
Sexualize
going
geishas and be promiscuous and like geisha
uh
makeup, geisha outfits.
no, and going as far as like getting a tattoo of like them sexualizing a geisha, and it's like,
It's weird.
how are you gonna be that stupid and make it permanent? It's just so
Exactly.
dumb to me. Did we get off topic?
I mean, that's fine. We still have
It's
we
kind of
have
on.
time.
It's
I
kind of
did, yeah, it's like
on
slightly on
topic.
topic.
Yeah, we have
It's
time.
like it still pertains
Um,
to like POC fishing and like cultural appropriation.
Yeah, but I
this is
want. Can I
like,
talk about something real quick?
yeah,
Yeah,
kind
of
of.
course.
Because we're talking about Asian fishing, right? And cultural appropriation for Asians. And the fact that the last question was, is it right for people who are not of that ethnicity or race to call somebody out? And yes, a lot of people who are not of that ethnicity or race call people out, and a lot of Asians don't call people out for it because I feel like a lot of us, at least on social media, don't care enough about it.
That's a good point, though. I feel like some people just don't care enough, and it's like
Yeah,
it's harmful because I mean,
a lot of I suppose it's because we sort of just brush it off our entire lives.
maybe we're just used to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is not a
Mhm.
good thing, but
Yeah, not a good thing, but
it's an explanation. It could
Um,
be an explanation.
this might be weird, but I feel like most of the times when a white person is calling out POC fishing, the person isn't POC fishing.
they're
So
not.
the Asian people or any people of color, they're like, okay, we don't need to comment because they're not Asian fishing or they're not black fishing. So there's no
Yeah.
point for us to be like,
That's a
no,
good
I
point.
agree,
Yeah.
you're Asian fishing, blah 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 blah, because
Mhm.
they're not.
Yeah.
And then there's some people that will just agree with what anything anybody says on the internet. Like
That is also true.
the person is clearly not Asian fishing or black fishing, and somebody says they are, and then they're like, yeah, they are.
Um, I know this girl who my friend dated or whatever, and on TikTok she was making a TikTok where she's like, I'm going to like a hibachi that my mom is like hosting, and this is the thing I'm gonna wear, and it was like a really sexualized version of a kimono, like her boobs were out and everything, and I'm like, and it was short, it was like thigh level, and I was like, are you serious? This can't be right. I was like, and that there was people in the comments supporting her, supporting this foolishness. And
I think I know who you're talking about. Well, sorry. Sorry.
I'll name drop when the podcast is over. But yeah.
Yep.
I have like, I don't know, I guess it's kind of a question more for like Savannah because it pertains to blackfishing. What would you say is like, I don't know how to word it. I was thinking about it earlier and it kind of slipped my mind, I guess. But it's like pertaining to, what would you say is like the basis for blackfishing? Like it's like how extreme would it be for it to be blackfishing, like specifically?
Where's the line
Well,
that is drawn?
Yeah, like where's the line between
Okay.
like tan and blackfishing?
Well, I don't think that like tanning is the only thing that like goes into blackfishing, obviously.
Mhm.
But like if you can't get that tan naturally just from like being out in the sun or whatever, and you're tanning like beyond that point, I do think it's weird, even if it's not like quote unquote blackfishing. I do think you're weird for wanting to change your skin tone that much. But then also like just things that black people are like, made fun of for wearing, like those big hoops that
Oh
a
yeah.
lot like
Oh, you know what's a good
that's like
yeah,
a big
good
thing
point.
for black people and for
Mhm.
Hispanic people, right? Like,
Yeah, because
and
we
I
did
remember
talk
in
about
middle
like
school,
uh-huh.
I would wear hoops like that all the time, and it was always like
The
either
bigger the hoops, the
sexualized,
bigger.
yeah,
Yep,
it
I
was
had
always
that.
Oh,
sexualized or like made fun of, right?
oh, I
Every
remember
day.
that. And or
Yeah,
like it was
everybody would tell me
to
that.
the point where like people would like be like, "Oh, it's so big and you're so dramatic that I can fit this on my wrist." Like I
Yeah,
remember that
people
happened
will like come up
vividly.
to me and put their arms in my earring. But like, yeah, I like would either get like made fun of for it or sexualized. But
Mm.
now, like if you do that plus the tanning plus either like some form of black hairstyle or if you have a perm, like all
Mm.
that together just to look like racially ambiguous. Like if I as a black person can't tell that you are not black, you or can't tell that you are white, then you're probably blackfishing. You
Mm.
know? Like if
Mhm.
I am confused, you're blackfishing. Nobody should look at you and be confused as to what you are.
Bruno Mars.
Stop.
Exactly. If it takes me a few minutes.
It's taken some work in the brain to figure out what you are.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or
oh,
another thing I just thought of, like the baby hairs, like if you lay your edges
Oh, uh-huh.
oh,
and
I've
but like
seen
they're
Asian
full grown
girls doing
adult,
that.
but like if it's like full grown adult hair, like it's weird.
Oh no.
Because like because like black people like started doing that because our hair was seen as unkept and unprofessional, and we did it as a way to assimilate into white culture, right? That's the historical reason for it. So for you to like do that and you're not black, like there's no fucking reason. You don't have a reason.
That's
Mhm.
actually, I didn't know that. Thank you for
Yeah.
educating me. And what you brought up about the fashion is also a good point because I know I said earlier about like e-girl fashion literally stealing
Hmm.
like directly from Japanese street fashion. I think
Yeah.
that's a good point also like pertaining to blackfishing. Some people will wear like the jorts, or like the shorts that are really long that
Yeah.
like a lot
Hmm.
of American street fashion is straight from black culture. Like the hats, like the fitted caps.
Snapbacks. Oh,
Yeah, fitted
yes.
caps, snapbacks, like oversized
Shoes
polo
too.
tees,
Sneaker
shoes.
culture.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's like really big in the Black community.
Hmm.
But yeah, all those things, like, I guess it's really hard to like create a checklist of
Yeah.
things, or like, oh, if you do exactly 5 of these things, then you are blackfishing. But
Honestly,
like,
if you do one of those things, like, I mean,
yeah,
not like like you said, it's hard to pinpoint kind of where it like reaches into POC fishing,
Mhm.
but
hmm,
like if you're altering your appearance like physically, then I
yeah,
think you're POC fishing most likely. And also if you
Mhm.
have to ask if it's POC fishing, it probably is.
Right.
It's not that hard to be respectful and mindful of what you do and how you portray yourself.
Yes.
And that
hmm,
if you have to think about it and you're like, huh, am I doing something wrong? Am I acting like a different culture? Then you probably are. You probably are, and you should stop yourself before you even have to post it.
yeah. If you had to
Don't
think about
appropriate.
it before you posted it, and you're like, will people call me out for this? Don't post it. Just don't.
Don't post it.
Right. So, moral of the story is be respectful.
Yes.
Yes.
Be
True.
respectful.
Appreciate, don't appropriate. It's okay to
Appreciate.
appreciate culture.
Yes, very much so. But
Mhm.
that seems to be the end of this episode, this podcast. As usual, we learned a lot about POC fishing and the possible harms that it causes for actual POC. Congrats to our viewers for receiving 2 episodes this week. Well,
Yeah.
sort of. I mean, the last one was posted on Sunday, so I suppose.
Sunday at like
Yeah,
It
which
counts.
you should
It
check out.
counts.
I
It
did
counts.
not
It
post. I did not post the link on my social media. I will be doing both of those tonight.
Wow.
good job.
Thanks.
Wow.
Thanks. I forgot. We want to thank all of our viewers for watching. Don't forget
Thank
that.
you guys.
Thanks,
Yeah, thank
Mom.
you. Don't forget that videos are posted out every week at Wednesday usually, and that we have a Twitter. So please follow
We
the Twitter.
do.
The
And
link
I
is
also
in
Please.
keep forgetting
the
that we have a
description,
Twitter.
so that way our followers are not the people who are in this group. I will never stop mentioning this, Alex says, until I have a friend up on that followers list. I guess we're not her friends. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Also,
Jeez.
our next special guest is Logic.
Yeah, our next special
Woo.
guest
Our
is
next
Logic,
guest is Logic.
who has
And guess what he'll be
very
talking about?
great lyrics.
His mom and his
I want to
dad.
be alive.
Oh my god, he's the one who made that song. I forgot he was the one that made that song. Every time I hear that song, all I think is The Weeknd, and I don't know why.
All right.
What?
I don't know why.
Lead.
I have no
But
idea.
also, like this video.
Yes, and
Yes.
subscribe.
Smash that like
It would
button.
also help if you shared the video.
That would be
Please.
great
Share the video.
also.
Show your friends,
do
your
it.
mom,
Copy
your
link,
dog,
put it
your
somewhere.
grandpa.
That'd be
your
great.
Make your
Don't
cats
show
watch
your
it.
grandpa, he
listen.
might not understand.
Mine
Maybe
is
your
Don't-
grandpa
alive.
can grow as
I
watching
mean,
from
maybe
heaven.
maybe your grandparents would understand. If you think your grandparents
Show
would
this to
understand,
your racist
You know
Go
what?
ahead.
If they don't understand, just show them because our videos are educational.
right?
Yes.
Share,
They
like,
still might not agree,
subscribe.
comment,
but
but
that's
only if
okay.
it's nice because I'm sensitive.
I
So
will
don't say
cry.
anything mean.
I will cry.
And what's it called? Hit the notifications. Follow us on Twitter.
Yes.
Yes, if you wanna.
Yes.
Please follow
Yes.
us on Twitter.
Yes.
It's very sad.
Yes.
I don't even know what's on our Twitter, but please follow us on Twitter.
Well,
That's
Alex is in charge of it.
Right. Anyways,
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Watch our other
Stay
episodes.
tuned.
Stay tuned. Next
Mhm.
next episode probably next week.
All right.
and
Yeah.
we will see you guys in the next video with Logic.
Woo.
Bye, guys.
All right. Bye, everyone.